I started 2025 with these huge, almost frantic goals. I thought I'd finally lose some weight. I committed to dry January. I mapped out this perfect system with calendars and to-do lists just to boost efficiency. I even built a spreadsheet to finally clear my gaming backlog. And now I'm sitting here in December realizing I let all of that energy slip away. All the versions of myself I hope I'd become, they kind of just faded out while life kept happening. And honestly, I thought I'd be different by now. But when I sit back and reflect, actually going over some of the highlights and lowlights that these 365 days have brought me, I can easily say it's been one of the most impactful years of my life. But how? How can I reflect and see that I let so many goals and aspirations fade out and still feel accomplished? Before we keep going, hey there, I'm Gummy. If you like these type of reflective videos, consider giving this video a like and dropping a sub. But make sure I earned it. I also want to ask, what did you get through this year that deserves more recognition than you've given it? Let me know in the comments below. I really enjoy reading what you have to say, and after all, we made it through 2025. Now, back to business. When I look at my year through the lens of all the goals I didn't accomplish, it would be easy for me to say that this year was just a flop. It's hard to not think that at times. But when I take that lens off, the lens of always feeling like everything needs to be quantifiable, obvious, or glamorous, I start to see so much of the good that this year brought. Don't get me wrong. At the beginning of this year, I felt like I was behind. January 1st, 2025 hit, and I felt like everyone had a 50-yard head start on me. So many amazing things were happening to friends and family, and I felt that since I didn't have any big moments right out of the gate, that I was behind. Sure, I may not have been at the same speed of those people in my life, but looking back now, my girlfriend at the time, now my fiance, moved in. That one moment at the end of January filled me in ways I didn't know were possible. That's when I realized something. Life doesn't wait for the perfect time to give you things. Life could have given me a massive setback, but instead it gave me a whole new level of love that I've never experienced. I love living with my fiance, and the impact of her in my life isn't quantifiable like all the other stereotypical New Year's resolutions are. And as the year kept going, I had things come up that weren't really on my 2025 bingo card. Some of them were small. It could have been a conversation that was really eye-opening, whether with a friend or a coworker. Whether it revealed something about my connection to others or how I viewed myself, I learned a lot from small moments. I kind of learned that maybe I wasn't the great attentive listener that I believed that I was. There were moments that I made excuses for myself. I had a rough day at work, or there is a lot on my plate this week. No matter the excuse, I just wasn't listening, and that wasn't fair to the people in my life or myself, really. I'd pride myself on being a dependable friend, but I wasn't being as attentive as I should have been. But once I started working on that, I could see myself becoming more engaged, not only with people that I loved and cared about, but also with strangers. This was a skill to practice, and I really do slip up from time to time. But for the first time in my life, I was consciously aware that I was not always present. It's a tough pill to swallow, no doubt, but it's one that has changed my life for the better. The realization was pretty transformational for me. It made me realize that growth doesn't need to be loud. There doesn't need to be a catastrophic failure or a smashing success to show signals that something needs to change. I always felt like I was waiting for one or the other to make a change. Honestly, me waiting for a sign was me wasting time. Growth can happen in the small moments. We never give ourselves the permission to feel like growth can happen in the small moments. We have this pressure to make each success a grand endeavor or something we can boast about to our friends. We also like to believe that everything will happen in a predetermined, set, scheduled order. There is a straight and narrow path, and if we stay on it, we will be just fine. Nothing can knock us off, right? Well, no shocker, it doesn't really work that way. We have grown in ways we may not have recognized. It could have been a time where you handled the situation a little bit better than you usually do. Maybe you've shown a little bit more patience where last year you would have lost the grip a bit. You might have even surprised yourself, even if it wasn't the most profound discovery. To me, this is kind of like Skyrim. I'm enjoying all these little detours as I'm playing for the first time. And all this exploration is more fun than anything else. I've learned so much about the world than if I would have just stayed on the main quest line. And more importantly, in my own real life, being present led to such an amazing, beautiful moment with my fiance when I asked her to be my wife. I felt so grounded in that moment, and today I still feel seen, I feel heard. And if I didn't take that hard lesson and that hard look at myself earlier this year, I would have lost out on all the special memories we have created, and especially that moment when she did say yes. Either way, growth doesn't need to be a goal list with every box marked off. Sometimes it's just admitting you have a flaw and you want to work on it. It doesn't need to be a master plan laid out in front of you. Simply noticing that there is room to grow is enough. The bumps and turns are part of it. There is no perfect path. We've all had our own year. No one lived the same year you did. No one walked the path you did. You may have felt like you had the best year of your life or fallen flat on your face. I just want to say you made it. And that's all you need, really. That understanding that this year shouldn't be measured on the idea of all the goals you hit or missed. This is the year that you changed. Not one person is the same as they were January 1st, 2025. Maybe it's a change you welcomed, worked for, or maybe it's a change you're concerned with. That's natural. I wish it was easy to self-diagnose whether it was a good year or a bad year, but it's not. However, I can guarantee that the changes you went through this year all have a meaning. It's up to you to decide what that effect will be, because there were a lot of behaviors I saw in myself with some concern. But on the flip side, I've become someone who is more aware and is more present, more grounded in the now. The more I think about it, the more I realize that's all growth really is. Not becoming perfect, not hitting everything you wrote down in January, just becoming a little more aware, a little more present, and a little more you. And if you're watching this, maybe you've changed in ways you haven't given yourself credit for yet. Maybe you handled something this year that the old you wouldn't have stood a chance against. Maybe you showed a kind of patience or strength or vulnerability that surprised you. You might not have become the person you pictured back in January 1st in 2025, but that doesn't mean you didn't become someone worth being proud of. Because I didn't hit half the goals I set, but I became someone who listens a little better, someone who pays more attention to the people they love, someone who is more aware of their flaws and actually wants to do something about them. And honestly, I am different now, just not in the way I expected. And I'm really glad that I am. So as you look back on your year, don't measure it by the goals you missed. Measure it by the moments that changed you, the quiet ones, the hard ones, the ones that didn't look like growth at the time but ended up shaping you anyway. Because no matter what your year looked like, you grew. You made it. You're not the same person you were on January 1st. And that counts for something. Thank you for tuning in to this video once again. I'm Gummy. I really do appreciate having you here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing, but only if I earned it. And I hope the rest of this December is good to you. I'll be back for one more video before the turn of the new year, but just be good to yourself. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.